Before we begin, thank you very much to Not So Zen for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you very much for the contribution. Thank you very much. The Patreon is very important. It is what allows me to keep doing daily content, and it is currently paying for the reason I'm still able to produce content, that being the new PC. So, anyone who can pitch in, I do appreciate it. I know it sucks right now for everyone, but I do appreciate anyone who can pitch in, even if it's just a little bit, because it all helps. Now, let's get to today's video. This is probably going up very late because I'm home much later than I expected to be. I've been out of town. I'm going to show off something probably next week that I grabbed while I was out of town because I'm very excited about it. But it means I'm completely behind on everything that's been going on the last few days, including what happened at TFCon Baltimore. You know me, I don't really talk third party on this channel, but this is one of the few occasions when I do, is when TFCon announces a whole panel's worth of brand new stuff. And here's the fun part. I have no idea. Because I've been off social media, I haven't seen anyone posting or talking about these outside of like one or two things. So I'm going in completely blind here. So I guess this is my reaction video to TFCon Baltimore's third-party panel. So let us see what we have first. Hosts are Ryan and Sam at Sam Makes Toys. I need to keep in touch with Sam more often. Met him at TFCon Orlando. Awesome. Awesome dude. Super talented. Okay, OF Defense. Or is it Defense? I don't know. Here we go again. I don't know my third-party stuff. Whew. So I know a lot of people had issues with the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock toy. I happen to think it was pretty good for what it was trying to do. I know there's a lot of people that didn't like how hollow it was, how thin some of the plastic was. I guess someone is choosing to do something about that. It does look very, very good. I do like that Grimlock. I do like that Grimlock design. That is cool to see. And yeah, and they showed off the back of it so you absolutely knew, yes, it's solid. Now, I don't know these companies, so I'd never know the scale of these. It's hard to determine a scale from, like, Gray Protos. I'm hoping it's decently sized and not, like, Legends, because I would love for this to be, like, a decent size. Mechanical Skull Studio, who I always joke that this company really likes Kojima. Kind of shows. Ooh. It's such a criminal shame that they have not done any new Armada Demolishor, because that toy design is already so good, and all it's missing is just modern articulation. Modern articulation and maybe smoothing down some of the engineering so it's a little bit more like representative of the animation model, but beyond that, it's a really, really good design, and I'm shocked they haven't done it yet. Nice to see someone giving Demolishor his props. I like the look of that so far. I am hoping there's, like, some way of flipping out those hands so they actually form the cannons and the guns, because that's looking a little bit awkward right there with just hands, just open fists sticking out of the tank mode. Looking good, looking good. Like, solid like, white proto. Like, this is pretty common stuff. It looks like the fingers are articulated, so I guess that's how they're going to work as the cannons. I don't think that's appropriate. I'd much rather have, like, swappable hands. Or those flipping into the forearm and flipping out the guns. I don't know what that Starscream beside it is, but it looks awesome in those colors. Oh! Okay, okay, we're prototyping this. Alright, so we got a Skywarp on the way. I guess this is... I guess this is a Starscream that's on the way that I was not aware of. Okay, so the Starscream looking good, too. Comes with a little minifigure. It doesn't look like, oh my god, it doesn't look like Alexa. It might be just a prototype though. Okay, New Age. I believe this is the generation scale Megatron that everyone has gone nuts about. So okay, yeah, finally there can be like a gun Megatron in your generations shelf. I feel like third party is so obsessed with Legend scale and Masterpiece scale they kind of neglect what is basically the most popular size for Transformers and where the most consistency in size is. But it is rare that there is an avenue of something where Hasbro goes, we won't do that in that department. So this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense, actually. It's a shame that this is like a third-party toy, because that means getting it side by side with actual Generations toys to see like how they look side by side. And I don't just mean scale-wise, I mean engineering-wise, because this guy does look far more complicated with a lot more parts than your standard Generations toy. I worry about that hindering how well it fits in and accomplishing its goal of filling that slot. I feel like it might stand out a little bit too much. The toy accurate version is cool. I'm glad they're doing that too. That's funny. Okay, so that is neat. That is neat. I like that they're going both directions with it. I do like me a good Warpath. That does look like a good Warpath. There's a metallic sheen to it. I don't know if that's paint or metallic plastic. It's an interesting look, because we only see Warpath in matte red. So seeing him in metallic is actually pretty neat. Okay, I like the blast effect too. He's firing a shell. That's a cool little touch. We have a Gears as well. We just got a really good gear. Oh, it does the same thing that the Hasbro version does. Yeah, we already got a really good Gears at the deluxe size, so I'm hoping like these are like Legends scaled, because I don't see the point otherwise. I mean, I guess it's what, Iron... This is New Age, so yeah, this would be Legend scaled. Or New Age scale, because I think some of their stuff's even smaller than what we call Legend scale. It's not a bad lineup, and they've been doing a ton of mini-bots, so it's great to see a few more added to the pile. Swerve looks good, too. I realized I was going back and double-checking who made these. I should have known by the names, because the names are just screwy when it's New Age. Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see they're doing pretty good. Icon 3D Labs, Tyrannosaurus Throne, Icon Labs, icon3dlabs.com, Legend Scale, now available. That's logo's doing a little bit of everything. Grimlock's Throne at Legend Scale, not a bad look, not a bad look. Okay, yeah, and yeah, that works fine. That works fine. Like, I'm not too thrilled about a throne. I'm sure it actually looked cool with all the swords stuck in the back, though. Like one big, like, Game of Thrones-esque looking thing. KG, King Grimlock Throne. Cool. I get it. I get it. Oh, we also have a Arc Command Center, which I guess also doubles as the spots in like the Autobot shuttle if you want to recreate the scene where everyone dies. But that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool to have like a full like playset stuff. Is such a good direction to expand to for Legend scaled items. I'm begging for years, like someone do me like a Sharktacon pit. Someone do me like the Pit of Judgment, where I have like a salad spinner thing in the center where I can just like whirl Sharktacon's cup and hop rod around. Okay, it's a nice little thing. Like it's not a huge deal again, but for Legend scale, I think this kind of thing is a good idea. I think this is a fun way of expanding things. And we get display risers as well, so okay, yeah, that just makes for like really nice display. And if you're spending third-party money on your toys, you could probably spend third-party money on your displays too. Though that does look like stuff you could probably 3D print yourself. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh. I knew Iron Factory was doing a Legend-scaled Lio Kaiser. I love seeing that Death Cobra is in the mix as well. Oh, man. I really like Death Cobra's look. I think he gets overlooked so easily. And it's a shame, because it's a really cool design. Yeah, I like him. I like him. And, yep, and... Yep, he's doing his job and replacing Hellbat like he's supposed to. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I love that. What is that? Why does he have serpents on his back? Oh, I'm not gonna question. Oh, interesting. So we've got extra, we have extra components making up a big wing pack, but that's apparently also where Hellbat has to live once he's been replaced. It's kind of a funny thing. Oh, and yeah, Death Cobra fits on the back too. Cool. Okay. Someone's taking their Fallen a little bit too seriously. That's not even the Fallen. It's not even a Transformer at that point. It looks like something I fight in like a robotic version of World of Warcraft. Well, I wouldn't fight it because I don't play the game, but, you know, people would fight it. Yeah, that's just a super... That is almost too intense. I like my flame and lava aesthetics, but that might even be just, like, a little too far. It looks neat, but I think, like... I think the demon head is going to be a little bit much for me. I think that pushes it just a little bit too far. So, yeah, a cool look, but maybe a little bit try hard. I think the phrase I'm trying to come up with in my head is try hard. But good on him for doing something more original. It's definitely taking like a page from the Fallen's playbook, but it's definitely its own thing. Okay, TFC Toys. What do you got for me? I see Satan. I can't quite place who it's supposed to be. I see dragons on the feet. I'm guessing a hunger. Just extremely stylized. It does look cool. Like I'm actually kind of surprised how round it looks around the shoulders and the body. That's actually kind of different. See, yeah, and I see legs on the back. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's hunger. That's hunger. Sometimes they're so stylized, it's hard to tell. I do like me some Terracons. So it's good to see that that's a whole set that's coming out. Do we have the combined mode? You could not have possibly shown off the core without... Thank you. I think my issue with a lot of these third-party combiners that heavily stylize their characters is that a lot of that gets lost when they go into the combined mode. I can definitely still see it, and I can see where the engineering is really clean. Like, I see both of Sinner Twin's heads there at the ankle. That's a lot cleaner than Sinner Twin usually is. Like, this in particular has all the animal legs going all over the place. He ain't normally a clean combiner like this, so that's a good thing to see. But it is hard to push that unique aesthetic the individual robots show really well when the combined mode is what's selling the whole thing. Might just be me in that. It still looks really good. Don't get me wrong. It still looks really good. I like the clawed hands, too. That stands out. Ooh, and a combined weapon. Combined weapon's always a good thing. Combined weapon's always a good plus for a combiner. Alright. Craftsman Toys. I don't think I've heard of this one. I'm gonna have to pay attention because they're doing Technobots. I'm guessing legend scale based on those plastic wheels in the forearms. It's hard for me to make any determination beyond that, but like that just seems, he just kind of has a small look to him, I guess. Interesting to see Nose Cone first, though I guess that's appropriate. He was the first one born in the original cartoon. So we're getting a new set of Technobots. Okay, cool. Afterburner. One of mine from childhood. Nice to see him. I'm going to be really interested to see what color he comes out in. Because in his first appearance and in the original toy, he's orange. But in the big Technobot episode, Money is Everything, he's red. And that's a coloring error. The orange is the correct one, and I would really love for that to be the color they go with. Otherwise Computron looks odd. Because the orange balances the brown shades on Nose Cone. So it's not just 4 red and white bots and then 1 brown one. You need that little bit of balance in there. Oh, it's going to be cool. Oh, the scatter shot too. Very beefy. Very beefy scatter shot. I'm liking this. I like how they showed off so much at one go. Like maybe they showed off a little bits before and I completely missed it. But cool to see. Where is his lower section? Is he just forming the torso? Where are the legs? Where's the hips? it's doing something different with the hips, because that's not part of the character. It's like just, it might just be a separate part. I don't know. Interesting, though. Interesting. I might keep my eye on that one. All right, collection space. Big boobed RC. I'm just gonna... You made it transform, which, okay, I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit for that. It's actually not a bad looking vehicle mode. Make toys. Okay, I know make toys. What do you got for me? Oh, goody. More milk toast repaints. The same mold they've been pushing out for, they've been pushing that mold out for years. But like the last couple years, they've been obsessed with this colorverse thing, and it's just the most boring generic repaints they could possibly come up with. Please, something unique, something original. Like, we've seen all this so many times. I know you're trying to do like literally every Seeker color that's ever been, but come on. I'm looking for something interesting here. Not just Starscream, but purple. Not just Thundercracker, but purple. Iron Trans. What do you got for me? Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Good-looking Star Saber. Okay. Very buff Victory Leo. That is swole Victory Leo. My God. How is Star Saber supposed to balance that? How is that supposed to like combine and not like topple over all over the place? Because it's mostly just like, okay. I might have looked into it before. This has completely put me off. This completely puts me off. The boots that form are way too big. It's making him so tall without doing anything to compensate that height. Third-party Victory Sabers are interesting because they can fix the issues that the combination has. The lack of like visual change to the front of Star Saber, the short arms compared to how much longer the legs become. Interesting things to fix. This is just like leaning into what is wrong with the combination. That's not, however, okay, I'm immediately shutting up. I'm immediately shutting up. That's way better. I would have taken extended forearms, like big, like meat gloves, extending off the arms on that, but that helps a lot. That helps a lot. Okay, I rescind my complaints. You shut me up immediately. Bingo toys. Galileo. You're not doing a Computron 2, are you? Is this just gonna be like, is 2025 just gonna break me on new Computrons? And I'm not even sure if I'm correct there, because I see something with wings on the right arm and big tire off the on the right, my right, his. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm getting backwards here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I mean, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Hi. There's an afterburner. There's a strafe. There's a really interesting scatter shot. That's very different. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So if you forgot, this is my favorite combiner. So everyone going in on Technobots now. Kind of interesting to me. Magic Square. What do we got? We have Brawl. Looking really good. It's a very cartoon accurate. Not all in one, because that foot is absolutely a separate component. Great articulation. Oh my god. That's incredibly good articulation for a Brawl. Ooh. You have to have that, right? Yeah, you have to give Bruticus his shockwave gun. And that's a nice looking shockwave. Good swindle as well. Also, very much cartoon accurate. Yeah, it's just really nice done. Like, they are hitting a sweet spot where it's I feel like Hasbro's gonna make another attempt at well, we know there's a swindle in the Vortex in listings. We know they're doing another set of Combaticons. I do feel like they're gonna go more animation accurate the way they did with the Stunticons. So we might get something similar to this from the official, but this is not a bad look. This is not bad either. Again, I don't know the scale. I thought Magic Square did tiny stuff, but these look like they could have some size to them because I see a lot of pinned pieces. No idea. All right, O1 Studios. Their catastrophe. Oh, look. A third-party company is doing Devastator. Imagine that. The irony is that there's so many people upset with how the current Studio Series Devastator is looking so far that, yeah, you're actually going to have a market for people looking for an alternative. So this is one of the few times where I'm like, yeah, like you're actually well-timed for once. It doesn't look bad. I think maybe I think this is, again, a little try-hard. I think it's way too tech-greebled. If they're going specifically for a Cybertronian style of Constructicons, okay. I think that could be pushed a little bit further. You know, you don't necessarily need rubber tires. You could have done treads and made them more tankish. But who knows? Well, they know. And if you were at the panel, you know. But for me, if they're going for, like, you know, depending on what aesthetic they're going for, this might just be, like, a little bit too greebly for me. Okay, yeah. I mean, I could see this as, like, more Cybertronian. It's definitely more heavy-duty. I feel like Long Haul has a lot less of that tech going on in his vehicle. Way more in the robot mode, though. Yeah, I think the surface details are just a little bit over-designed on this one, if I'm going to be honest here. Interesting to have... Oh, I see what they've done here. Okay, so, yeah, Scrapper's whole legs make up the thigh. And, like, the leg that we expect is, like, the mid-set. Interesting. That's a different approach to do it. That's actually not a bad idea. If they can make that solid enough, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad way to work it. All right, and there's our hook. Again, and then our Mix Master. Again, very greebly. There's Scavenger, our Bone Crusher. So you got, okay, and they're definitely not going they're not going Cybertronian with the aesthetic. They're just kind of going hyper detailed, which not really my thing. Not really my thing. I like a mix between, like, detail and cartoon accurate. This just looks like it's going to be a little bit too busy for me. And though I will admit, Desolator is a really, really good name for a fake Devastator. That's actually really good. That's actually really clever. This might be the one thing I heard about. Erebus. Yep. Cyberverse-inspired Dinobots that actually combine. My grievance here is that this is not quite Girl Swoop. It's definitely based on Cyberverse Swoop. It is missing the goggles. I'm hoping that because this is a digital render that they can still go and change that. That there might be enough fan outcry to go like, well, if you're going to do these based on how they looked in Cyberverse, get Swoop right, because Swoop is the breakaway version of those Dinobots. You gotta make Swoop right. Snarl looking good, very low profile. The straight off tail is different. That works. All right, the Sludge. It does kind of invoke the Sludge that I picked up. I remember they actually had a decent, like, Ultra Class Sludge during that toy run. Slag. Oh, I'm sorry. Slug. Looking good. Yep. And again, they have that aesthetic. No Grimlock yet. No Grimlock yet, which is interesting, because he'd be, like, the one. Broadcon. Okay. They're definitely going for the G1 aesthetic, just making them very flat and boxy. Let's see how the vehicle modes are, because, like, okay, cartoon accurate robot mode, fine, but broadsides always live and die by their vehicle modes. And, yeah, the aircraft carrier, that's fine. You can usually get that one right. The plane is... the plane's pretty much what we expect a broadside. That's a box with wings. That is absolutely a box with wings. Oh my god! Oh my god! Tell me that's one of those tiny little cans? Tell me that's like one of those tiny little soda cans. Like, don't tell me that's a full-size can. Because that's a big broadside. I feel like that's taking a... Oh. I see you, Fall of Cybertron Metroplex. I see you. Are you literally going to be as big as like the Primus? Because that's absurd. Transbots X Transbots. Sorry, we got multiple Transbots now. Misfire, and that's it. It's one shot of the boy, and then we move on. Fantastic model. Oh, if anyone watching, because I know Sam watches me. At least he did when it was when TFCon was in Orlando. He watched me. Can we please communicate to the third-party companies that you have to have like good quality logos and not like, 320 by 240 JPEGs? Please. All right, good Ratchet, cartoon accurate Ratchet, looking good, good proportions. Maybe a little small in the chest window, but working. Ooh, cartoon accurate and comic accurate head, like that. Ironhide does not approve of comic accurate. Ooh, fake chest. I see. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's actually that actually looks like a really solid transformation. Now I'm wondering where all of this goes. Now I'm really curious about the engineering behind these. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that one. I do like a really well-made Ratchet or Ironhide, so I might keep an eye on that. Oh, the door's open too. Someone's trying to outdo the Masterpiece, and the Masterpiece is already really impressive. And now I see why this works the way it does. He is a lasagna of panels in that torso. Okay, keep an eye on it. I'll be interested to see how it transforms, but looking at that, I ain't buying it. That's one of those that's one of those immediate turn-off situations of you're gonna be way too fiddly and panely for me. Impressive impressive looks though. I will give it that. Like the vehicle and robot modes both look extremely impressive. And there's a better look at the Ironhide. I like that blast effect. That's cool. Let's see. Oh, he actually has the base, and he can go headless. Okay, cool. That's neat. Yeah, and he gets all the accessories that the Masterpiece had. See, from that angle, the panels don't look as bad. They at least go together very cleanly, and they're not just clunked together or anything. Still might be a little bit too messy for my taste. Okay, Fans Toys. Another set of Constructicons. I am so sick of third-party Constructicons. I don't care what you do with them. I don't care if they're cartoon accurate. I don't care if they're all built in. I don't care if you're those crazy ones that can go from cartoon accurate to toy accurate. No, I'm done with you. Sovereign 2.0, their new Galvatron. Again, Galvatron is one of those that lives and dies by the alt mode. The robot mode looks fantastic. Give it all the credit for that. Cannon mode. Okay. I think getting cartoon accurate cannon mode is literally always going to be impossible, but that's not a bad attempt. I would dare say that might come across cleaner and more compact than the the Hasbro and Takara version did. Oh, I like it. Okay, changes the angle. That's a very small detail, but I'm glad they included that. And color renders look really good too. Going for that like darker purple. Looks fine. That's a lot of faces. That's a very expressive Galvatron. That's a lot. All right. Fans Hobby, what do you got? Ooh. Okay, I did see this a little bit too. The crazy thing about this, it's not just a generic Scourge. It is literally the Grand Scourge model kit because they did a Super Link Grand Convoy model kit in Japan. Very tiny little guy. I used to have this repaint of it where they actually did full Nemesis colors. That's a really, really deep cut. To make a repaint of that toy. Now, I heard that toy didn't come out too great, though. Maybe I'm mistaking that, but like I didn't hear nearly as much excitement over like the Energon version compared to the Armada one. I don't know. Didn't hold this one in hand, but cool that they're doing this. Like, this hits a particular nostalgia for me. I'm not going to drop the money it would take to get this one, but I'm really glad to see that it exists. Yeah, and I did like how much it did. Oh, right, this is the team that also did the Minicon sets. Because I thought it was kind of weird that, like, you had a shield to go over your shield. Nice to see, though. Nice to see just upgrades of the Minicons, essentially. Yeah, so, I mean, there's... Uh-oh. How articulate are you? How articulate are you? Okay, you're going to show me the vehicle mode. You're not going to show me. You're not going to show me. Please don't just be the same brick. Please don't just be the same brick. Please have actual working joints. Please be articulated. I would love you if you are articulated. Please, thank you. Oh, yeah, the wing Optimus mode looks great because it always does. Yep. The assault mode looks good too. Okay, Mastermind. Mastermind, what do we got? All right, remix. Oh, the cassettes. I thought this was clever. Kind of going full circle with what Rat Bats tend to be. Looks neat. Not one I'd be terribly interested in, though. I will admit, I do want one of the more normal cassettes. Like, I'd like this idea of, like, full-size cassettes that actually become the cassette bots and Cassetticons. I picked their Shattered Glass Steeljaw to buy, and that is the goofiest, weirdest, most complex one to transform, so, like, that bugged me. I'd like a smoother one, because I love the concept. Perfection series, what do we got? Oh, we're still going on that Defensor. So, it's not complete yet. Okay, It's not complete yet because we still have the blades. Can we talk about the name Perfection series when you have a head sitting that high above his torso? That looks super not good. That looks really not good. If that could collapse down just a wee bit more, I would be okay, but that's looking a little bit rough for me. This is interesting. If we get an actual, like, third-party Baldigus, I always like to see Baldigus around. Yeah, more Constructicons. So tired of Constructicons. I know it's all built in. You're very clever. I don't care anymore. You can't do anything to these guys. It's actually going to make me interested in them at this point. All built-in combiner forearm and hand. Okay, what about the thighs? Combiner color change gimmick, whatever that means. Did I miss something? I don't know. Oh, I see it. Yeah, certain parts like change color in order to make them look more solid. Okay, that's actually not bad. That's at least a new trick. I think I gave Ocular Max trouble last time for having these unreadable logos. Infinite Finity. I hate that name. Okay, we've seen this one. It's the drift using the car from oh my god. Initial D. Because drifting. Deja vu. Oh. And that's it. We end off the panel. We end off the slides on like the one we already seen before. That's a little disappointing. That's a little bit anticlimactic, but you know what? That is certainly a panel. Technobots. There were lots of Technobots in there. I'm gonna have to pay attention. But there you go. There are my reactions to the slides. I know it's one of the rare times I do third party, so there you go. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.